So I haven't kept up with the Super Mario Brothers franchise. And by haven't kept up, I mean I haven't played a Mario game in like 30 years. I played a lot. Like Super Mario Brothers 3 was my jam in like the early 90s. I was kind of concerned that a lot of this would kind of go over my head, but it really didn't. Overall, I liked it. It's just a fun movie. It's a cute movie. There was only like maybe 4 or 5 kids in a theater of like 50, 60 people. I thought there'd be more with it being, animated like this. But no, it was mostly, people in their like 20s and 30s and things like that. I'm not going to get into any spoilers. I'll just kind of point out some things that I liked. One of the things that I did like, speaking of the older Mario games, was there's this scene where they're plumbers, obviously, and they're going to this job, and while they're going to the job, it's like the side scroller in Super Mario 3, where it just kind of stays in front of them, and just kind of a 2D direction. So that was kind of a cool callback. There was also callbacks to other games that came out around the same time with the NES system. There was a lot of 80s music. I think some of it worked okay, other times not too much. I think it was just way too much 80s music. But again, some of them worked, sometimes it didn't. My favorite character, I don't know if this is a character from other, like later games, like maybe Nintendo 64 or something like that. But it's this blue star. So there's some characters get captured and they're just hanging over this giant vat of lava, and everybody's depressed. But there's this little blue star, and he's like really happy that he's about to die. And this is like a kind of a running joke for the entire movie. I don't know what he's from, but he's like really happy. He's like, obviously his mind is gone, but he's so happy that the end is near. And I think that was probably my favorite character in it, because I just wasn't expecting to have a little blue star that's just really ready to die. So there were a couple things that I had questions on, and again, maybe these are answered in later series, later games, things like that. Number one, I'm not sure how the plumbing works, because they like go down into the sewer in New York, and then they end up in the Mushroom Kingdom. So I'm not sure how those are supposed to connect. Maybe they explained it. Maybe they didn't. But that one I didn't get. That was one. Number two, these are maybe kind of spoilery, so just a heads up on those. I'm not sure what the rules are on this Rainbow Bridge, because it just kind of like appears out of nowhere. So it just kind of shows up out of nowhere. But then it can also get like destroyed. So I'm not sure what the rules are on that. And then there was also, oh yeah, I think Peach turns into like Elsa from Frozen. Like she gets this flower. I think it was like a blue flower, and then she like her outfit turns blue, and then she can like throw ice for a while, I guess. I know because in the games you had like Mario where he'd get the fire thing and he could throw fire, or he'd get the leaf and he could turn into a raccoon. But I guess Peach can do that now. I don't know. So those were a couple things that didn't really make sense to me. Overall, it's a good movie. Again, it's cute. I'd give it like a 3 out of 5. It's definitely fun. I had a good time watching it. There's a couple post credit scenes you don't really need to stick around for them, in my opinion. There's they introduce a character, and I mean it's not that big of a surprise if you kept up with Mario. There's a bunch of characters that weren't introduced that I kind of thought would be, but maybe those will be in later movies in the franchise and things like that. Also, this week I'm going to be watching the Nike Air Jordan movie. I'm not sure why that is coming out the same weekend as Super Mario, because they're both kind of that 1980s retro thing going. But anyway, those are both coming out this week. I'm going to see that one, and I might do a review on that later. There's also lots of other videos you can go watch, and you can hit the likes and subscribes if if you want. If not, then that's cool too. Okay, thanks. Bye.